All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So you guys already know I listened to the Division Bell, the whole album yesterday. I uploaded it, and I had a couple of people coming on the comment section asking me to do reactions to they performing some of the songs on the album live. And this song happens to be one of them. So Pink Floyd, Take It Back, Pulse. Let's take a listen. I'll share my thoughts about it at the end of the video. Let's go. Yeah. Nice. For a live performance, it sounds good. Yeah.
Oh, love rains down on me as easy as the wind.
Good. Yeah.
I listen to her breathing. It sounds like the waves on the sea. I was thinking all about her, burning with rage and desire. We were spinning into darkness, and the earth was on fire.
It's so different.
She could take it back. She might take it back someday.
Wow. This is so different from the Pink Floyd that I know.
So I spy on her, I lie to her, I make promises I cannot keep. But I hear her laughter rising from the deep. And I make her prove her love to me. I take all that I can take, and I push her to the limit. See if she will break.
Okay.
She might take it back. She could take it back someday.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Now I have seen the warnings screaming from all sides, and it's easy to ignore them. And God knows I've tried.
Yeah, God knows I tried.
But all of this temptation, it turned my faith to lies, till I couldn't see the danger or feel the rising tide. She can take it back. She can take it back
All right, guys. So that was Pink Floyd performing "Take It Back," live from Pulse. Guys, I mean, if you have spent time, with the studio version of this song to "Take Me Back," like I did yesterday. I mean, from the album "The Division Bell." Then I mean, coming into the Pulse performance would definitely feel like revisiting something familiar, but seeing it breathe in a completely different way right from the start. What stood out to me personally is how Pink Floyd stretch the atmosphere of the song. I mean, the studio version always had that polished almost radio friendly sort of a structure. But live, guys, I mean, it definitely loosens up. There's more space between the notes, more room for the emotions to actually sit. To me, it's less about hitting the structure perfectly and more about letting the mood unfold naturally. And then there's David Gilmour. I mean, this man's vocal delivery here feels a bit more exposed compared to the album version. Not necessarily better, in the technical sense, but definitely more human. You can hear the slight imperfections, the breath, the weight behind certain lines. It definitely gives the song a deeper emotional pull. Especially if you already know how clean and controlled the studio take is. Guitar wise, I feel like this is where the live version really starts to separate itself. David Gilmour, I love the fact that he leaned into those ambient textures, letting notes ring out longer, almost like he's painting, rather than playing. It doesn't feel rushed at all, in my opinion. If anything, the performance invites you to to slow down and sit in the soundscape. Another thing that hit me is how much the band enhances the atmosphere. The keys and backing textures feel fuller, almost cinematic. On the Division Bell, the song has a much more reflective tone, but here I feel like it expands into something more immersive. You are not just listening to it, you are kind of inside it. And of course, I mean, the post production definitely elevated everything. I mean, the lighting, the visuals, the scale, it turns what could have been a straightforward performance into a full experience. To me, it's not distracting either. It definitely complements the song's mood in a way that feels intentional rather than over the top. That said, I do think the studio version still has its place. There's a clarity and tightness to it that the live version intentionally lets go of. So I mean, it really comes down to what you prefer. I mean, the studio version to me gives you precision and structure. The Pulse performance gives you atmosphere and emotion. Personally, I mean, hearing it after knowing the original makes me appreciate the song even more. I mean, it's one of those tracks that might not jump out immediately on the album, but live definitely reveals a whole new layer. Yeah. So for my final thoughts, I feel like this performance doesn't try to reinvent. Doesn't try to reinvent the song "Take Me Back." It actually expands it. I love the fact that it leans into the emotions, stretches the sound and turns a solid studio track into something that feels more alive and immersive. So if you've only heard the album version, then this live take is definitely worth your time. It doesn't replace the original, it actually completes it. I love it, guys. Shout outs to the subscriber that actually suggested I check this one out more. Live performances from Pink Floyd on the way, so stay tuned. Let me know, guys, what you think about this one. Share your thoughts about the original and then this live performance in the comment section. Let me know what you'd like for me to react to next. If you're tuning in, if you're stuck with me to the end of the video, you're loved, you're very much appreciated on here. My name is Philip. Until the next video, take care, stay safe, and then peace out.